Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with our Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, 9th chapter, verses 26 and 27. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your time, Maharaj. I'll share my screen again.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Tatapi natam manasyaham natanataya natitam parabare yata rupe janiyam te tvarupinaha. In spite of that, my Lord, I am praying to you to kindly fulfill my desire. May I please be informed how, in spite of your transcendental form, you assume the mundane form, although you have no such form at all. Yatatma maya yogena nana shaktyo pabrimhitam vilupan visrajan grunan vibratmanam atmana. And please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation. Purport. The whole manifestation is the Lord Himself by diffusion of His different energies, only namely the internal, external, and marginal, just as the sunlight is the manifestation of the energy of the sun planet. Such energy is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, just as the sunshine is simultaneously one with and different from the sun planet. The energies are acting by combination and permutation by the indication of the Lord, and the acting agent, like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, are also different incarnations of the Lord. In other words, there is nothing but the Lord, but still the Lord is different from all such manifested activities. How it is so will be explained later on. Om Gyantimidandasya Gena Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimakte Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Desatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhupe Vachapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the Bhagavad Gita, this Lord says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mata Sarvam Pabartante Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything comes from me. The wise who know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. And this is confirmed throughout the Bhagavad Gita. That Krishna says, there's nothing but me and my energies. Ultimately, all of existence, all of creation, contains these two principles, the Lord and His energies. And His energies are divided into different categories. internal, spiritual, external, material, and marginal, which refers to the living entities in the material world, who are spiritual by nature, but under the influence of the external energy, and therefore we're called marginal. That means we can go either one side or the other. We can go towards the spiritual, we can go towards the material. Therefore, we are known as marginal. It's like being sitting on the fence. If you lean left, you go one way. If you lean right, you go the other way. So marginal means not designated either spiritual or material, but still, in essence, we are spiritual, but we have the tendency, due to our misuse of our independence, to choose something other than the Lord, and therefore we wind up in the material world, and that is under the influences of his external energy. This principle that's mentioned here, that the energy and the Lord are non-different, but at the same time different. How can something be non-different and different at the same time and be correct? Well, the principle is that even in the material sense, we can use that principle. Just like there are many human beings, so you might say all are men or member of the human race, but they're individual humans. Not every human is the same, but everyone has that a definition of being a human being. So the oneness is humanity, and the difference is the individuals. So here the example of the sun is used also. So this principle, when you know it and you understand how it works, then you can extricate yourself from all material attachments. And you can also understand the principle of the absolute truth. In the previous verse, the question came up: you have no material form, yet you accept the material form. How is that? So, if the Lord wants, He can manifest a form that is suitable to what we say enter into the material world, but that form appears to be material, but it's not material. It's still purely spiritual, but because it's manifested in the material world, it appears to be of the same nature of the material world. It may also exhibit certain materialistic characteristics, just like Lord Nityananda. His body is purely spiritual, but he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's Balaram, reappearing in the form of Nityananda. So when he wanted to show his mercy by trying to make Jagai and Madai devotees, they were very much resistant and angry and reactionary. And they threw something, and Nityananda hit him in the head, and his head started to bleed. So you might say his body is material because blood comes from a material body. But that's only for the non-devotees. Devotees know that the body of the Lord is always spiritual, although it may exhibit something, some systems, some indications of something material. That's for the non-devotee. Just like when Krishna was here on the planet, he performed his disappearance pastime, and he did it in a way that would bewilder the non-devotees. He was sitting under a tree, and one hunter named Jara saw the foot of the Lord and thought it was a deer, and he shot an arrow, and he hit the Lord's foot, and the arrow stuck in the Lord's foot. And it says that the Lord left the world because of being shot in the foot by an arrow. Of course, we know nobody dies because of being shot in the foot with an arrow. So, but at the same time, no, the Lord's body is not subject to anything material. But in order to keep the non-devotees' ignorance intact. He does that because if you want to know the Lord, you have to know the Lord by devotional service. There's no other way you can know the Lord. He says, only by devotional service can I be known, standing before you and thus be seen directly. Only in this way you can understand the mysteries of my understanding. So no one can guess what the nature of the Lord is simply by empiric observation or philosophical speculation. They have to know the Lord by serving the Lord and coming to the process of pure devotional service. Therefore, he remains covered by the non-devotees, although they use their intelligence to try to understand the Lord, which falls short. Their intelligence is avasuddha buddhaya, which means it is covered by material ignorance. So the Lord manifests himself in different ways of himself, just like it says here. The energies are acting by combination and by permutation by the arrangements of the Lord. So things are acting and interacting just like Brahma. Brahma is also coming from the Lord because he's a pure spirit soul also, with a material body. Vishnu, obviously, and Shiva. So the different incarnations of the Lord. So the incarnation and the source of incarnations is the same. Sometimes we say the Father and the Son are the same because the Son comes from the Father, but at the same time, the Son is not the Father, and vice versa. So this principle of simultaneous oneness and different really is the principles of the absolute truth. It's called achintya beda tattva. How can one understand that everything is one with and different from the Lord simultaneously? You can't. You can understand the explanation, but you can't understand in essence how something is one and different at the same time. And that's why it's called achintya. Achintya means inconceivable. By accepting the inconceivable nature of the Lord, one can practice devotional service to the Lord and understand more and more about the Lord through the process of bhakti and not otherwise. So the Lord's manifestations of himself are diverse. Parasya Shakti Vidhaya Suyate Swabhaviki Jnana Balakriya Cha. When he wants to do something, he doesn't have to do it. He simply commands his energies simply by thinking. The Lord simply desires something and something happens. If the Lord wants to make something happen, he can simply desire. If we want something to happen, we have a desire, but we have to try to fulfill the desire by making arrangements. We can't do it. Just Prabhupada would use the example. You want your wife to become pregnant, so you can simply think, oh, let my wife become pregnant. Well, it'll never happen. There's a process by which the results come. So, but that's for us, because we are limited and we are under what is called the jada energy or the external energy. So whatever we do is limited. Although we may be doing the same thing as the absolute truth does, we still cannot do it in the same way. We have to carry it out. And the results are not always, is not as the same as when the Lord does something. Everything he does is perfect and complete. As it says, all of his energies work under his control perfectly, and they obey his command perfectly. That's the Lord's energies. And so the energies of the Lord and the Lord here are non-different, but at the same time different. That is called the Chintya Beta Tattva. There are many philosophers who have different combinations of understandings of the absolute truth. There's a Dvaita, Advaita, Vishishta Dvaita, and what is it? purified Dvaita. So there are different philosophical principles that describe the absolute truth by different philosophers and different process of spiritual understanding. But the complete understanding is given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Achintya, Beta, Abeta, simultaneously one and different. And when you know that, then you can see everything around you and everything you have, including your body, is the energy of the Lord. In fact, nothing belongs to us. We have nothing. We don't own anything. We don't have anything. The only thing that we can claim is our relationship with Krishna. Other than that, even our body is given to us. Everything about our existence is given to us through the external energy or through the internal energy, one of the two energies. So when you know that, as Krishna says, when you know everything material and spiritual comes to me, that means you have reached perfection in intelligence. And therefore, what's the result? You engage in devotional service. And as Krishna says, you fully engage in devotional service and you worship with all your heart. Everything is God and not God at the same time. And everything is his energy. And everything is him and not him at the same time. So just like you're sitting in your room now, look at everything in your room and you can see it. It's made of certain elements, but what are those elements? Bhumira panabalobayu, kamana buddha vacha, ahankar ityam me, bina prakriti astada. And Krishna explains that the elements that make up the material creation are created by me. And the permutations or the combinations that they form are also the energies of the Lord. And how they are used are also designated by the Lord. So one who is actually wise, intelligence will realize there's nothing else but devotional service to the Lord. Material life is an anomaly. It's an anachronism. It manifests due to the misidentification with oneself, with the external energy. Thinking oneself other than what one actually is, one acts in the wrong way, thinks in the wrong way, and does things that are contrary to their best interest. That is called material life. So the whole material world is simply a phenomena created to facilitate the illusionary desires of the jiva soul in order to find happiness through the external energy, which is under the control of the Lord also. So when one understands this principle, then if happiness is under the control of the Lord too, then I should seek happiness in relationship to the Lord and not otherwise. Otherwise, my happiness that I'm looking for in the external energy is simply another form of illusion of happiness, but it's not real happiness. So this verses and this purport is really, really powerful. Everything is said within this whole thing is that the Lord is everything, at the same time he is not everything, but everything is connected to him, and at the same time everything is not connected to him. So when you understand, at least in principle, this particular philosophy, you're free. Then you realize whatever I have and whatever I do, whatever is in existence, is simply the energy of the Lord. And the energy of the Lord belongs to the Lord, not to the living entities who claim that energy belongs to them. In the material world, the living entities are trying to enjoy something that they don't belong to. Prabhupada would use the example, just like a group of men who are thieves, they make a plan to rob the bank. So they successfully rob the bank, and then they come to their hideout and say, let's divide it honestly. They're all thieves. How can they divide? How can they divide something stolen in an honest way? Because they stole it in the first place. So here we are in the material world claiming these things are ours, or these things are actually me. And therefore, we're trying to enjoy something that is actually different than or the perception we have placed upon. In other words, it's not, the material world is not enjoyable by the conditioned souls, but the material energy is meant to be used in the service of the Lord. So manaso deho geho, yogichu mor arpilun to alpade nanda kishore. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the clear understanding that the material energy, everything he has in relationship to the material energy, is simply meant for the service of the Lord. And when we live in that way, we're happy. We can have immense amount of material things or very little, but in either case, the principle is the same. Everything belongs to the Lord. So the Lord will let you use whatever He gives you for your maintenance in this material world, for your livelihood in this material world. But at the same time, we always have to remember it belongs to the Lord. Therefore, in one sense, the material energy is also spiritual, because as Srila Prabhupada would explain, how can anything material come from something spiritual? How can God create anything material? He can't. Material means something that's cut off from its source, just like a hand. A hand is very useful when it's connected to the body, but when the hand is cut off from the body, it has no use at all. So material energy means cut off from the source. Therefore, it has no relationship with the source unless it's reconnected. And just like Prabhupada was using an example this morning, I was listening, he was saying, the screw of a machine is very important for the machine, but what is that little screw? If that screw is not there, then the machine can't work properly. So what is that? It's a 10-cent screw. You go to the store and you buy a 10-cent screw and you install it and the machine works. But that screw outside of the machine is useless. So in the same way, we are useless unless we are connected to the Supreme Lord. And everything in the material world is also useless unless it's connected to the Supreme Lord in devotional service. Otherwise, it's just Krishna's energy being used in a different way, just like thieves steal something and try to divide it and call it their own. Now, this is the material world. But we can use everything that Krishna gives us, and this is fun. It's actually a source of happiness when you have the things you have, you can see how to use them in Krishna's service. And you think in different ways. And that creates this mentality of how to serve Krishna in different ways by taking whatever he gives you and using it in his service. And then you see, oh, I have this. How can I use this in Krishna's service? How can I use whatever I have? There's a story in the life of Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya was traveling. He came to one place, and in that particular place, in that particular town, there was a very rich man who was a disciple of Ramanuja. So Ramanuja said to two of his brahmacharis, go to his house and tell him Guru Maharaj will be coming this evening for prasad. Please make arrangements. So the two brahmacharis came. They were welcomed inside. The man said, oh, my god brothers have come. Yes, why have you come? Well, Guru Maharaj is in town, and he sent us to let you know that he's coming to your home this evening for prasadam, so please make all of the arrangements. So he became so excited that immediately he started calling his servants and assistants and started making all of the arrangements. But what happened, he completely neglected the two brahmacharis and didn't offer them anything. And after some time, they just left because the man was so absorbed in getting ready for. So when they went back, Ramanujachari asked him, "Did he? Did he? Did you tell him?" Yes. What happened? Well, he was very excited, and he immediately started making arrangements. Then Ramanujacharya said, "Well, how did he treat you?" Well, when we told him, he immediately started to, and then he pretty much that's all he did. And so after some time, we left. So Ramanujacharya said, "I'm not coming because he neglected you." So he didn't see the relationship between his god brothers and his spiritual master. He was just thinking in terms of his spiritual master. And so he was seeing in a very limited way and not honoring these two devotees who came and giving them at least a place to sit, some water, and maybe some prasadam or something. He was the imperfect host. And therefore Ramanujacharya said, "I'm not going." Of course, the story goes on that he went to another place instead. But the point is that he couldn't connect the service of his spiritual master to the service of his god brothers. He saw, oh, I'm going to serve my spiritual master, but he neglected to serve his own god brothers when service was required out of etiquette. So when we cut off things from the source, then we are seeing what we say in a material way. When we see all living entities according to their different bodies, but don't see them according to the fact that each living entity is part and parcel of Krishna and is a pure soul within a body, even though the body and activities may be under the influence of the material energy, still that living entity is a pure soul and has an eternal relationship with the Lord. So to see that way, as it says, Vinaya Vidya Sampane, Brahmigavani Hastini, Suni Chaiva Swapake Cha, Pandita Samadarshanaha. Pandita Samadarshana. Sama means equal, darshan means to see. One who's actually wise see all living entities equally and not so much the different bodies they inhabit. Oh, they may see the bodies, but still they focus on that living entity is a spirit soul. When Srila Prabhupada was sitting in his room one time, one devotee came in, and Prabhupada was staring at the floor in front of him. And the devotee sat down, and then he didn't say anything. And Prabhupada immediately turned to the devotee. He said, "You see that bug?" And he said, "No." And Prabhupada said, "Look." And then he looked, and Prabhupada was looking at this little bug that was on the floor. And he said to the devotee, "Take that bug and put him on a flower outside. He's hungry." So Prabhupada was seeing that little bug as being part and parcel of Krishna, and he had a particular need. So the pure devotee will think in that way and try to serve all living entities in every situation they're in. So that is Krishna consciousness, to see Krishna in everything and everything in Krishna. Okay, can open it up for discussion.
Thank you, Maharaj.
I'll
Thank
be
you.
right. Yeah, go ahead and get everyone set up. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Sure.
Go ahead and get going.
Yeah. Dear devotees, any questions or comments, you can go ahead now. And please turn on your cameras if possible. You can raise your hand or you can type in the chat box if you can't unmute and ask. Shiv Kumar Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Krishna. And our props. We will wait for Maharaj.
Yeah.
Maharaj just. Maharaj is. And our prompts, Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to assembled devotees. Maharaj, one question I had, Maharaj, on the nature of the Jiva, Maharaj. This is with respect to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, third sloka, Maharaj, where the Lord says the nature of the soul is, when he lists the features of the soul as indestructible, transcendental living entity, is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called Adhyatma. I just wanted to understand, Maharaj, what does it exactly mean there? The Adhyatma being the nature of the living entity.
What is that word?
Chapter 8, third sloka, Maharaj.
Yeah, but what is the word Adhyatma?
Yes, Maharaj, Adhyatma.
Yeah, turn to that verse 8:3. Yeah. You can see the context it's being. I think that's a response to the questions. Beginning of the 8th chapter, there's questions. And then Krishna's response to the questions.
Yes.
He's so he's in his eternal nature is Adhyatma. So what does it say in the purport? Does it explain that?
I could not find anything specific, Maharaj. Maybe missing something.
Okay. So it says in his eternal name there is Adhyatma. Okay, well, just all you need to know is the definition of Adhyatma.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's called, it says his eternal nature is called Adhyatma, the self. So it's right there explained. The self is called the self.
The self, okay.
Yeah, it's right there, right after it says eternal nature is called Adhyatma, the self.
But Maharaj, that's where I had this question, Maharaj. We are actually the soul, right, Maharaj? Why is that the soul, the self itself, is listed as described as a nature of the soul? Because I thought we are the souls, but here it seems the nature is the self. So I don't know if both are same or there is any.
Well, the self means you, the identity. Just like we talk about self-realization, is spiritual. When we say self-realization, we say spiritual realization. Self means you, that person. You're a person. Self indicates person, not just pure, not just soul, but person. So there is Brahman realization, which is not self-realization. Or when we get realization of oneself, then that's called self-realization. And the soul is called the self because the soul is also personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Maharaj, I have a question about the energy of the Lord. So recently I met a lady in a temple. So she was telling about like how we have to be far away from the negative energy of the people. So is it really existing, the negative energy will be there, or how we have to see in the context of the Lord, Maharaj, when we are discussing about the energies of the Lord?
How we have to be away from the negative energy of others.
Because many people, we have so much of negativity around us, and we may be affected by that negative energy. And she was saying that she will lit up the incense, and she'll put in the rooms, and she'll open all the windows and doors so that all the negative energy will go away. Like that, she was saying something. So I was like curious to know more about it. And as today we are talking about,
Just chant Hare Krishna and you're protected from the negative energies.
okay.
Yeah, that's all. But there is negative energy all around, and people carry negative energy. The stronger you are spiritual, the less you're affected by these energies. But never consider yourself so strong that you can interact with negative energy and still not be affected by it.
Mm.
Oh, we avoid non-devotees, but in the case of preaching, we have to deal with people who are of that caliber in order to bring them to Krishna consciousness. But when you're preaching, if you're dragged down because of their association, then that means you're not qualified to preach.
Mm.
So, yeah, make yourself strong. And again, as soon as you chant Hare Krishna, automatically you're protected from that energy.
Yes, Maharaj. Mm. Okay. Yeah, she was talking about that because many Westerners they come and they buy this incense and doop sticks and all. So to do like these things and she was telling like that. So yeah, I saw and even the kanti mala or the tulsi mala which we are wear around our neck, they feel that it gives you peace and like there's some other meanings
Yeah,
there.
there's protection from that, sure.
Yeah.
Many ways to protect. That's there.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
that's there, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Dharma,
Dear Maharaj, please accept my humble
you have the
obeisance.
prasadam yet? It's coming.
Yes, yes.
It's here?
Yes, yes.
It's here
I
now.
will.
Yeah, I'll show you how what the plates are. Go ahead, Sridevi.
Please accept my obeisances, Guru Maharaj. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to you. So I'm just curious about the previous verse, which just has a translation that in spite of you having a transcendental form, you assume a mundane form. But we know that the Lord's form is never mundane. So why is Brahma speaking like that?
It appears to be mundane, but it's not, because it looks like every other mundane form.
Oh.
That's all. Yeah, Prabhupada says that over and over. The Lord's form is never mundane or never material. But he's assuming that feature to interact with the material energy. That's all.
Hmm. Okay. All right. I got it. Thank you so much for clarifying.
Yeah.
Kumar Prabhu, you have one more question?
Yes, Maharaj, just one more question. So, Maharaj, speaking of these energies, we hear that the Maya is also servant of the Lord in terms of keeping the jivas in the material world uh, as if to kind of satisfy our desires to enjoy separately from Krishna. I was just thinking about this, Maharaj. Even in this world, the jivas themselves, like for example, be it movie industry or any other industry, anything that kind of attracts the jiva themselves seem to play a larger role in attracting other jivas and keeping us entangled in this world.
That's
So,
Maya too. That's Maya's energy.
uh, so I just wanted to understand, Maharaj, is it the jiva themselves want to enjoy separately, and once they have this desire, they also seem to be playing the role of Maya by attracting other people and.
Yeah, sometimes we refer to somebody as Mayadas, servant of Maya. Their association brings you closer to Maya.
Okay.
Yeah, in Mayadas, there's servant of Maya, and most people are because they have accepted Maya as their master. But Maya's energy is not only to keep us away from Krishna, but to test us so we can overcome her attraction and become stronger in our devotional service. So she's actually, Maya's our friend, as Prabhupada said. What Prabhupada said, we have no fear of Maya, but because there are demons in the world, Maya has to serve the demons, and therefore there are so many troubles in the world. All the troubles in the world are by demons. Who use the Maya energy to fulfill their desires as controllers and enjoyers. The demons want to become controllers and enjoyers. And Maya facilitates their desires by giving them the facility to do that, because that's what they want. Just like it says, when the mode of goodness is prominent, the demigods are in control. When the mode of passion is prominent in the world, then the demons are in control. And when the mode of ignorance is prominent, then the yakshas and rakshasas are in control. So take a look at the world today and tell me what you think. What mode do you think is prominent in the world today?
I think mode of ignorance.
Yeah, mode of ignorance, combination, passion, and ignorance. So demons, rakshasas, they're all directing the material energy and exploiting it and exploiting the living entities who are also in the material world. But Maya's our friend because she shows you what not to do. Okay, I'm going to take 1 second and come right back because something's going on behind me and I have to attend to it for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, Amrita.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj, I have a question on Kirtan. Can Kirtan or Bhajan that we do be categorized again in the mode of, in material modes?
Yeah.
Because the music we have, sometimes it's like, it's in the mode of sattva and passion as well. I'm not sure about bhajan in ignorance, but I see sattva and passion.
You mean Krishna Kirtan? Because there's also they've invented Kali Kirtan, they invented Shiva Kirtan, they invented.
No, only I'm talking about the kirtan that we do, Krishna Kirtan.
Well, Kirtan itself, when it is pure, but the consciousness of the living entities in it may not so be pure. So they add certain elements to it. Just like if the Kirtan leader is leading because he wants to be known as a great singer or a great instrumentalist, and he's polluting the mood of Kirtan by his wrong attitude or his egoistic expressions. So kirtan is pure, but the elements that we use for the people who are performing it can perform it with the wrong consciousness. Kirtan is simply meant to glorify the Lord. That's all. That's what it means to do kirtan, is to chant the names of the Lord in glorification of the Lord. That's the definition of kirtan, to glorify the Lord, to glorify the all-famous personality of Godhead.
So I was thinking of this question, Guru Maharaj, because sometimes we hear the kirtan in a very jazzy sort of, a very passionate music.
One time, Prabhupada was at a kirtan with some of his disciples, and it was a really loud, banging kirtan. So Prabhupada went back up to his room. A few of his devotees who were there came with him. And so one devotee asked Prabhupada, "What did you think of that kirtan?" Prabhupada said, "It was just noise, that's all." Just noise. That's a direct quote. So yeah. So the pure devotee, they can understand. Sometimes we can't even see it, or we think it's kirtan, but it's something else.
Right. So just a comment I have heard over such kind of thing from one of the senior devotee, that the when I asked such a question, the devotee, senior devotee, said that there are varieties of people approaching in Krishna consciousness. So sometimes even this kind of music attract them. The point is attracting them. Then eventually they will understand the mood. So that is why this kind of music is promoted as kirtan. So
No,
I was just thinking,
that's never been Prabhupada's thing. Just do kirtan. Kirtan itself is attractive.
right.
Yeah, they do rock and roll kirtan. I remember they had a program in in Mumbai. What year was that? It was 2015, I think it was. And they had rock and roll kirtan. Man, people were running out. Some people were loving it, going crazy, jumping off the stage, and it was loud. My body felt like I was being hammered by a jackhammer or something. I had to get out of there fast. It was all of these loud thumping sounds that you find in rock and roll.
Yes, Kuman. So ideally we should avoid such kind of thing.
One person who's not a devotee, she did a thing called the science of music. I forgot her name. She was very popular in her own right. And she showed the different types of music and how it affects the consciousness of the body. and the type of music they use in rock and roll, in blues, in jazz, in what was it? In orchestrating music like Beethoven or Bach. And then she went all the way up to bhajan. And she said bhajan is actually the language of the heart. And there's different chakras in the body. And chakras are energy centers. So the different types of music will focus on a particular energy center. But bhajan, when it's done nice, it charms the heart chakra. And I have that the science of music. It was really good. I forgot her name. She was good. She was famous. She liked devotees also. She came to our temple in New Vrindavan. I was there. Elizabeth something, her name was.
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
Thank you. And personally, I am more fond of meditative kind of kirtan, which is softer. So usually when I hear this high tempo kirtan, I'm a little bit offbeat.
Yeah, I like it too, but sometimes I get into the more when the kirtan starts off slowly and nicely and builds gradually, progressively, and starts going louder and more ecstatic, then you're already in it and it's taking you from one stage to another. And then when you get to a certain stage, then you see how the melodies are meant to take your consciousness up or move it in different directions. So those who know kirtan know the science of melodies also, how to bring the consciousness up, how to invoke different moods like that. Yeah, kirtan is a real science. The mood of separation, the mood of longing, the mood of meeting, the mood of happiness after separation, all of these are reflected in the different melodies. And it's all done in a progressive way. So if you listen to kirtan by those who know how to do kirtan, you'll actually have a nice experience.
Yes,
You'll have
Guru
a
Maharaj.
transcendental experience.
Yes. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
Thank you,
But
Maharaj.
Prabhupada would sometimes say kirtan is kirtan because they're chanting the holy name. You can still benefit. So you can take it from that angle too if you want.
I'm still in within my anartha zone, so I prefer going a little slow and then take it to the different levels. So that is my way.
Well,
Thank.
everyone has their favorite kirtan leaders, right?
Yes, Kumar.
Everyone has their favorite kirtan singers.
Yes, correct.
Mhm. Okay, Sri Devi.
This is just a comment, Guru Maharaj, exactly on what you spoke. That Srila Prabhupada once said, he asked, what do you think of that kirtan? And the others were just saying, yeah, something, something. I don't remember what the devotee said. And then he said that kirtan should be sweet, no screaming and shouting, no clanging and banging. So
Yeah,
I was thinking this is exactly how you have explained it now.
yeah, clanging and banging.
So, Guru Maharaj, does it depend on the level of devotion or the purity of the devotee also? Like because Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee, people got attracted by his kirtans, and
Yeah, but Bhaktisiddhanta talks about some of those devotees who really get worked up during kirtan. He says, what does he say? It's just the the juices in the body are just churning. That's all. Something to that effect. I forgot what it was. In other words, you can you can think you're in ecstasy, but your energies are just going in different directions in the body, and you think you're in ecstasy. What is it? I forgot what it was. You have to listen to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's statement. It's really
So, Guru Maharaj, a follow-up question here. How do we, if somebody is experiencing ecstasy, how do one understand that? Is it ecstasy or it is just a shadow of the ecstasy that one is facing?
there are ecstasies and there are shadow ecstasies too. How do you know?
I cannot differentiate, Guru Maharaj.
Well, you can differentiate amongst yourself. So that's all you have to worry about. I mean, if non-devotees come in and they do all kinds of things and they get some happiness from it, fine. That's nice. That means they're getting introduced to kirtan. Radha Vinodini did a treatise that I used as a presentation. We had to do a thing called the history of kirtan. So she did a research on it, came out beautiful, and I presented it to the European leadership meeting it was in New Mayapur about 6 years ago, something like that. And it was really well received. It's 110 pages. And other people have read it and also have they give me credit for that, but actually it was Radha Vinodini who did the work. And she gave it to me and I made the presentation. So it's called The History of Kirtan.
Thank you so much. Sridevi Mataji.
I wanted to say, Maharaj, that I came across a book written by Jayadvaita Maharaj, Kirtan Standards in ISKCON, or something like that. I don't remember the title, but
That's
he's
it.
written. Oh, okay. And so many things that we are doing, at least according to Maharaj, is not to be done. I don't know, has it become, part of our ISKCON way of doing things? He says in Guru Puja, we should not chant Srila Prabhupada, Patita Pavana, Srila Prabhupada, Dui Pade Loilo Sharana. And those things have become so common that I did not even know that these things are not to be sung. So it is like how Maharaj has, delineated so many things in that book. It is quite a shocker actually to me.
Yeah, and last year he came to what was it, Simachalam, and he did a presentation on the book. I was there, and it was a really hot discussion. Went on for about 3 hours. I mean, you're going to get controversy on that one.
He even says at the end of Kirtan, you should not take the names of the presiding deities. We always end the Kirtan with Jaya Radha Madhav or Jaya Radha Landanishwar or whatever the deities are. He says that is also not to be done.
Yeah, I was just with him. Somebody was chanting Radha, Jai Radha, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, and he was pointing out to me, but that's not Prabhupada didn't teach us to do that. No.
He even says that in Gurvashtakam, the first prayers that we sing for Mangalarti, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya to Srila Prabhupada should be said very first in the beginning, not in the middle after the Gurvashtakam.
We should sing Prabhupada's pranam mantra at the beginning.
That's what he recommends in that book. And then start the Gurvashtakam and then everything like that.
That sounds good. I do that with Gaur Arti. I sing Prabhupada's pranams at the beginning of Gaur Arti, then I go into Gaur Arti.
Oh.
I didn't know that about Guru Vastakam. That's interesting.
He said something like, because we are all grand disciples and we are chanting the Gurvashtakam prayers. I don't remember exactly what is the reasoning, but he says that we should not say it the way we are normally doing it now. We chant the Gurvashtakam, then we chant Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, then Jai Shri Krishna, then Mahamantra, like that.
Well,
So,
Srila Prabhupada has sung Guru Vastakam prayers also. He doesn't sing the pranam mantra of his spiritual master at the beginning.
yeah. So I don't know. Some of those things are very difficult to wrap my brain around. Actually, what he's recommending.
That if you want to really deal with that book, you have to deal with questions and answers, the Jayadvaita Maharaj. That's broad. That's very formalized. He includes a few things that I also said in the book about people chanting Ramo instead of Rama. Because Prabhupada did shoot that down very strongly. But don't try it in Mayapur. There's all the Bengalis, because the Bengalis, any A's they change the O's anyway, even in the language. Gorango, Nityanando, Gorango. And we got Dheeraj, he's laughing. Who else is on the line here? We got Gorangi Priya. She knows all about the Bengalis. They're both sitting side by side here in our vision. Gorango, Nityanando. But
They say Hori Bol.
I think
Hori Bol.
I'm never gonna instruct the Bengalis on how to chant. That's for sure. But Prabhupada was a Bengali, and he said, "Don't chant Ramo." So when a Bengali tells everyone not to chant Ramo,
Then maybe they listen, Guru Maharaj. Some Bengali has to tell them that.
but I get a little bit upset. Not upset. I just don't like it when someone chants Ramo. Unless the Bengalis do it, then I think that's the way they do it. But anyone else shouldn't do it because there's no need for that. Rangi Priya. She's going to say something. Go ahead, Rangi.
Rangi Priya.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Raj Dandavat Pranam. Yeah, we are saying in this way, Gaurango, Nityananda pronunciation. It's Bengali pronunciation.
Yeah, it's Bengali.
Accent is different.
Yes, I think it's very sweet too.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mhm.
Shanki Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my Dandvat Pranam. All glories to you and Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, I remember from Advaita Maharaj lecture, once he also mentioned that when we do chanting, we normally see in the starting Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda. But he mentioned that we should not be doing that. We just chant.
Who said that?
Advaita Maharaj, Jai Advaita Maharaj.
You mean when we chant japa?
Yeah. He was like, Prabhupada never mentioned about that, doing those prayers before the chanting. We should just chant every round.
Well, we say we should chant once at the very beginning. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. So then you continue to chant. You don't have to say it again, just once. But I think you might misinterpret his statement because it's written and it's explained that before you chant the Hare Krishna mantra, you should always chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. But some devotees think we have to chant at the beginning of every round. That's what he's saying. It's not necessary, but we have to do it once.
Okay.
Because Bhakti Siddhanta, and Prabhupada writes about it, says you can't approach the holy name unless you first approach Lord Chaitanya by chanting Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. one who does not worship Lord Chaitanya and tries to worship the holy name cannot worship the holy name.
Thank you, Maharaj, for clarifying. I have been in I have that doubt in my mind since more than a year now. But thank you for clarifying, Maharaj.
Yeah, just chant it once at the very beginning, and then you can go on with your rounds like that.
Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj.
But if you want to chant it more, it's not wrong.
Sure, Maharaj.
But it's only required as a way to open up the mercy of the holy name through the giver of the holy name, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Shiv Kumar Prabhuji, you have a question?
Yes, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, just one question, Maharaj, on chanting. I have read something in the article, Maharaj, but I haven't formally asked this with any of the devotees. I thought I will hear from you. The reason for not using the index finger, Maharaj, can you just share a few words around that, Maharaj?
Yeah, it's impolite.
Sorry.
If you want to accuse someone of something, you point to them and use your index finger. It's an accusation finger.
Okay. Mm.
It's used in that way, but it's not very polite in normal parlance and normal interaction.
Mm. Mm.
Mm-hmm. That's culture.
Okay.
You don't see that's actually culture. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare.
Oh, thank you.
Do devotees any more questions?
Okay, we can stop here if there's no more questions.
Yes, Maharaj. Sure. I just want to announce tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class is with Bhakti Sangha Japa group, and the topic is Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 7th chapter, verse number 32, and the time is 12:20 p.m. UK time, 20 minutes later to our regular time. And I have sent the Zoom link to your email, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, I still need the ID number.
Yes, Maharaj, I have sent that.
I don't have it.
I have sent now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my computer started to redo things, and now it's asking me for the ID numbers when I get on the Zoom calls.
Okay.
I don't know. It just decides to change around how I do things. These computers, they have minds of their own, you know.
8732, Mataji.
Okay. So we can chat a little bit if you want to. Unless is there any questions in the chat that we didn't cover?
No, Maharaj.
Okay.
Prabhu has a comment. We are also instructed to chant Guru Pranam Mantra and Srila Prabhupada Pranam Mantra before chanting.
You can. It's nothing. You think it's appropriate. Yeah. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakte Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya De Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Just gives. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Did she include a sweet? No? Okay, let's see. I know he should be a sweet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I think Guru Maharaj left the call. So if anybody wants to take over, you can please